Good evening, everybody. This is Steve Algieri along with Gary Demopoulos, and we're at O'Brien Rink in Woburn, where the Continental Cable sports cameras bring you big-time Middlesex League hockey, the big one between Reading High and Woburn High Schools. Gary, a big game tonight. A sellout crowd is on hand.
We've marked this game down on our calendars for the last 3 weeks, ever since Woburn knocked Reading off earlier, 8-4. Just looking out here, the crowd's sold out already about a half an hour before the first drop of the puck. This is going to be a great game tonight.
Of course, Coach Peter Doherty's team comes in at 9-1-1, the two-time defending Middlesex League champs. But Frank Newak's coming in. They won it in 81 and 82, and they were picked the favorite this year, and so far they've done nothing to disprove this.
They're 9-1-1 also in the Middlesex League, and of course, Steve, they've beaten Reading 5 out of the last 7 times they've played them. And the reason, I guess, they're one team that can match up with Reading with their depth. It's interesting to see what's going to happen tonight.
That's true. In the last 3 years, Reading High has been untouchable against anybody in the Middlesex League except this Woburn High team. So tonight we expect a good game, and so I'm glad you're here with us. And we'll be back after these messages with the opening face-off. Hello, everybody, from O'Brien Rink in Woburn. This is Steve Algieri along with Gary Demopoulos. And we are bringing you the Channel 3 sports crews here in Reading. We welcome our Woburn audience who is along with us. We have Reading versus Woburn High in the big Middlesex League hockey showdown from O'Brien Rink. First line centers going at it. Kevin Thompson and Jim Duran on the draw. It's off to David Matrona, who dumps it now into the Tanner end. Goalie Tom Cole leaves it there behind the net. Kevin Thompson takes a hit and actually gives a hit. Now Derek Denler's in for checking, and behind the net goes the puck is Alan Cronin for the Tanners. Chris Jewett can't control. Some heavy hitting along the boards taken by Vetter. Puck behind the Woburn net. Vetter now chases after it. Goes back to the point. Dave Matrona can't keep it. Here comes the Tanners with a break. Here comes Jimmy Duran going in on Bobby McKeel. Backhand shot. Save. Rebound shot. Great save by McKeel. He threw the stick at it. We could have a penalty here. Rebound in front. Wrist shot. Kicked out by McKeel. Backhanded by Duran. And it's tied up. Let's see what this call is. And we have a penalty shot here, I do believe, as Bobby McKeel threw his stick at the shot by Jim Duran, Gary, and I believe that's what the call is by the referee.
Actually, it was the rebound shot by Chris Jewett. It was a great play by Bobby McKeel. And he's going to get called for it. Yep. That's the exact penalty, throwing the stick. But there was nothing else for him to do there, Steve.
Well, Gary, I do believe I thought I heard him signal for a penalty shot, and I think that's what we're going to get.
Yeah. Pretty interesting way to start this game off, only 39 seconds in. Still is a great thinking play by Bob McKeel. Looks like Chris Jewett is going to take the penalty shot, Steve.
This is going to be interesting, Gary. I don't think I've seen this in a high school game in recent memory. You know, a couple of pro games last week. Mario Lemieux, of course, clicked on one, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Let's see
what happens here. Now, you think Jewett? I think it's going to be Jimmy Duran.
Jimmy Duran's out there now.
But okay, here he comes. We're going to watch along with you at home. Jimmy Duran, one-on-one with Bobby McKeel. Scores! Jimmy Duran on the penalty shot, and the Tanners are up 1-0.
That's a goal scorer for you. Jimmy Duran came in. Bobby McKeel played it well. Actually, didn't commit. Jimmy beat him low to the right-hand side. And Woburn's got the big first goal in this game.
Gary, first goals in a game like this is always important. And to score in that fashion, it's got to be a big lift for the Tanners.
Exactly. Now, you can't really say that takes the crowd out of the game because, home ice for both teams here.
So it's interesting to see now what...
not allowing a line change, and Peter Doherty is livid.
Okay. Now, of course, the Rockets do not have to sit anybody in the box because that goal, here's a replay now of that goal, and there's Jimmy Duran netting the marker. That's his, I believe, 14th goal of the season for the Tanner captain. Rockets are at even strength. Of course, with the penalty shot, they don't have to have anybody in the box. Okay. Shot went wide of Bobby McKeel. Now Matrona after it. There's Paul Sacco being checked by Duran, who just scored that goal up to Mike Vetter. Vetter gets away from a forecheck from Chris Jewett, and now sends it up the left wing. Vetter coming now into the Tanner zone. Looking to deal. Takes a hit there from Pat Durkin. Puck behind the net. Out front, Kevin Thompson fan on the shot. Kept in by Matrona. Now Vetter on it. He takes a hit there from Durkin. Kevin Thompson winds up shot. Saved by Cole. Bad save. Now Jewett takes a hack at it. and it goes into the stands. We're going to have a whistle with 13:41 left in the first period.
Good stop there by Tommy Cole. Got the pad down at the left-hand post, showing why he's probably the top goalie in the Middlesex League, and then head to Northeastern next year.
Okay, Rich McSorley on the draw now for the Tanners. For the Rockets, excuse me. Back to the point, DJ Crawley. Shot blocked in front. Puck is loose, and the Tanners are breaking out. Here comes Jeff Lyons. Shot on McKeel. Kick save. Rebound goes to Wilson. Now comes to Tango. Mark Tango, the right winger. Dumps it into the Tanner end. Controlled by Woburn. Intercepted by Mike O'Keefe, but we have an offside call, Gary. 1-0 Woburn. We're in the early going. First period action from O'Brien Rink.
It's going to be interesting to see how Reading reacts to that goal, being down 1-0. They usually haven't had any problems playing behind earlier this year.
Okay, we're going to get a look now at the Reading third line. Chris Murray out there with Joe Hamray on the right wing, and Rob Donnelly taking a shift on the left side. Tanner's control. There's Murray with a good hit. The Tanner's able to clear out into the Rocket end. Chasing the puck is Matrona, newly converted Rocket defenseman. Gives it off to his partner, Paul Sacco. He's knocked off the puck. Now the Rockets start back out as Murray trying to chase after it. Puck goes to David Caruso at center ice. Tries to make connections. No one's there. Matrona now loses it. Jeff Lyons with the puck now on the Reading end. The Tanner third line. He's had a fine year so far together. It's a fine skating unit. Shot on McKeel, easily sticked aside. He's Matrona up to Sacco. Still in the Rocket end. Rockets break out. Here comes Chris Murray. Takes a hip check there. Nice check there by Pat Durkin by the Woburn Tanners. Now Rockets trying to regroup at center ice. The first line back on there for Reading is Mike Vetter. He dumps it in behind Tom Cole. Taken there by Pat Durkin for the Tanners. Being forechecked by Demler, the Reading's high top scorer. Now the Tanners do get it out into the neutral zone. Now it's stick back in. Kevin Thompson forechecking there on Pat Durkin. Play into the neutral zone as we have a heavy hit in there. Now Bobby McKeel sticks it to the right. Here comes the Rockets starting breaking out. Kevin Thompson has Vetter on the left wing. He hits him. No, he doesn't. Play is offsides. 11:58 to go first period. Score Woburn 1, Reading 0.
Steve, we had Reading's first line out there against Woburn's third there. If you can want to call it a third line for Woburn with someone like Kevin Johnstone centering it. That's one reason why Woburn's been so successful this year. They've had 3 solid lines, and they've all been putting the puck in the net.
Well, that's the mark of a good, fine championship team with that scoring balance. Reading is a little bit different than normal as we take a look at Frank Newark there, the Woburn coach. Reading's usually had the balance, but this year they've been really living and dying with their first line. Second and third units need to have a fine defensive game here tonight to keep the Tanners under check. Not really a high-scoring team, Reading outside the first line. So it'll be interesting to see how they can match up with the Woburn's second and third units.
And Coach Newark doesn't hesitate to play his third line against another team's first line. He likes to stay with his quick 1-2-3 rotation.
Take a look at Reading High coach Peter Doherty, 97 career wins in his 8-year career. Take a look at some of the banners behind the Reading bench. The cheerleaders really worked overtime and stringing things up here. They have a crowd of about 1,500 here at Woburn. This place is packed. It was an advanced sale of tickets, and it sold out before game time. Play on in the Tanner end. Goes down to center ice. Sacco sticks it up front, but the Tanners now dump it back. Chasing is Matrona. Being forechecked by Kevin Johnstone, broken up. The Rockets having trouble getting out of their own end. Now Matrona gets to the center ice. Goes wing to wing to Mike O'Keefe. He kicks it in now behind Cole. Tommy will stick it away. Oh, Mark Tango with a fine hit on Alan Cronin. Rockets threatening now. Here's Tango up with the puck. A little backhand flip to McSorley, saved by Tommy Cole, and he's going to tie this one up. Fine hit there by Mark Tango on Tanner defenseman Cronin, Gary. That jarred some feelings, I think.
Alan Cronin, one of the more rugged players in the Middlesex League.
It's a shot
As we look
at
at Tom Cole.
Gary, in your opinion, is he the league MVP possibly this year?
It's hard to say right now. He's got to be a candidate.
A lot of hockey left to play, but Cole has to be considered one of the front runners. Play on now. Intercept behind the net is Donnelly. He can't control it. The Tanners starting up now, play to center ice. Here comes Duran. He takes a solid check from Crowley. Now Jua tries to return the favor to Keith Wilson. Rockets get it to center ice. Play a little ragged now in the neutral zone. Jua now sends it back. We're chasing is Bill Toomey, the junior defenseman for Woburn. Toomey dumps into the center ice. Keith Wilson misses a hip. It's Jua. It's Lyons knocked off the puck. Now here comes the Rockets starting up Joe Hanway. Wing to wing for Donnelly. Can't make connections. Play still at center ice. Now intercepted by the Tanners. Now they're going to have an offside call here, and that's what we get. 10:27 to go. First period. O'Brien, Rink, and Woburn scores. Woburn 1, Reading nothing.
Steve, after taking that big hit, Jimmy Duran went right to the bench. He was a little shaken up. It's a hard hit by DJ Crowley. See how Jimmy Duran is if he comes out for his next shift.
He's a tough kid. Played football, of course. Tanner football captain and a hockey captain also. Okay, playing the Reading end. Tanners start out now. Wing to wing. Oh, there's a trip on Jeff Lyons. No call. Dave Matrona battling now behind the net with David Caruso. Here comes Sacco. Oh, nice little flip off the stick of Vetter to Kevin Thompson. Now playing to the Woburn end. Thompson trying to deal out front to Vetter. Rolling puck. Goes back to Matrona. Now sends it behind the net for Denler. 1-0 Woburn early going here at the first period. Vetter now on it back behind the net to Denler. Looking to deal. Back to the point it goes to Sacco. Sacco drives in front. Oh, we have a penalty now on Woburn coming up as Kevin Thompson was flat in front of the net. McKeel is pulled for the 6th skate. The Rockets trying to get something going. Here's Dave Matrona. A drive goes. Oh, I don't think that was tied up, but we do have a whistle. As Reading's going to be on the power play now, Gary, with 9:31 to go in the first period.
It was a cross-check in front of the net. Let's see who's going to be going out. It's number 9, Mike Barucci, defenseman. And Reading had 3 power play goals against Woburn in the first meeting, and you would have to think that Woburn would like to stay out of the box if they want to be successful here.
That's true. The Rockets have had a vaunted power play. Actually, we're averaging 2 goals a game on the power play until just recently when production's kind of dropped, only because the fact that they have not been getting too many penalties whistled against them. And now we're going to have the face-off in the neutral zone. I think that whistle was blown dead because of a high stick. Okay, Dave Matrona now on the draw. Being battled where it goes to Kevin Thompson, who drops back to play the left point. Thompson dumps it to Derek Denley. Can't make connections. Tommy Cole will play this. Tries to clear it out, and he clears it into the Tanner bench. Gary, you cover the Woburn team the last couple of years. Some of the forwards out there having good years, like Jeff Lyons, David Caruso. Quite a progression.
A lot of them have been playing since their sophomore years on the varsity. And Coach Newhock's been using them to their full potential, not expecting too much out of them their early years, and they're really producing this year. Gives Woburn 3 solid lines.
The Tanners do sit in first place, tied with the Rockets 9-1-1. Rockets on the power play. Denler sends it back to Kevin Thompson. The sack on the right point. A drive is going to be blocked in front. Goes back to Kevin Thompson. Tanners love to do that. Shot by Denler. Tied up by Tommy Cole. Fine save by the all-scholastic goaltender.
Tommy Cole has a big night tonight. The Rockets could be in trouble. He has that ability to control a game.
Cole has come up big against the Rockets in the past. You see Tommy bound for Northeastern next year. Play on the Tanner end. They try to clear it. They do send it out. Bouncing puck. Kevin Thompson dumps it into the Woburn end, and we're going to have it's either an offside or it could be a hand pass. But in any event, we have a whistle, and play is stopped with 55 seconds left on the infraction on Barucci.
Yeah, it's going to be an offside. Michael Vetter got tied up behind the net with a Woburn defenseman and couldn't get out of the zone.
Gary, I think Jim Duran might be headed for the dressing room right now. He's got his shirt off. He's going with Reading trainer Franny Staples to the Woburn locker room. Like you said, you made note of that check, which kind of stunned him.
We'll have to check on that.
Yeah, well, it can't be entirely sure, but it kind of did look like Duran's build. Here comes Sacco, dumps it in. 45 seconds left on the power play. Cole leaves it from behind the net. Oh, Denler tried to steal, just missed connections on that. Now it's Cronin. He clears it out. Bobby McKeel's going to have to play it behind the net. He's going to leave it for Kevin Thompson. Kevin Thompson, junior center, playing the left point on the power play, being hounded by Chris Jewar. Thompson into the Woburn end. Loses the puck. Now it's going to battle with Pat Durkin. And we're going to have a whistle. Just 14 seconds remain on that Reading power play advantage.
Woburn's done a good job killing this penalty. And as you and I know, Steve, Coach Newak is big on X's and O's, and he's got his kids out there all the time doing shorthanded situations.
8:15 to go first period. Woburn with a 1-0 lead. Jim Duran on a penalty shot just 39 seconds into the play. Back to the point it goes to DJ Crowley. Now it goes to Keith Wilson. Wilson, wrist shot. Oh, just missed the far post. And Mike O'Keefe was there but couldn't make connections with the shot. Now O'Keefe chases it with Mark Tango. And O'Keefe comes upward, being battled by a couple of Tanners from behind the net. Might have another face-off, but no, the Woburn play comes out with it. And now we have another whistle. That will do it for the power play.
.7:55 left to play here in the first period. Tanners holding on to their 1-0 lead. They haven't really put much pressure on Reading other than the first minute. I guess that's the way the other game started between the two teams. Reading all over Woburn for the first 5 minutes of play before the Tanners came back.
Okay, Kevin Johnstone's line out there now for the Tanners. Johnstone on the draw with Rich McSorley. McSorley wins it back to DJ Crowley, but now Johnstone gets it, goes now to center ice. Chasing for the puck now is Steve Purcell. Takes a hit from Keith Wilson. Now the Rockets start out again. Here comes Big Mike O'Keefe. Nice pass to Mark Tango. Coming in on Pat Durkin. He's going to have a wrist shot. Goes over the net. O'Keefe with the puck takes a hit from Cronin. And we have a whistle on the play. And we have a face-off in the Woburn end.
Okay, Tanner defenseman Mike Barucci was turned the wrong way on that rush by Mark Tango, allowing the Reading winger to get by him on the right side, but the shot just went over the net.
Okay, again now the Tanners send out the Jeff Lyons line. Of course, we're going to have David Caruso on the left side. And who's that on the right side?
Caruso's on the right side, and it's Brian McElhenney on the left side.
That's right, Brian McElhenney, a sophomore for the Tanners. Junior, actually. I was trying to keep him back. Here comes Sacco now behind the net, chased by Hamway. Tanners break it out. Here's Caruso trying to deal now with Lyons. This is Lyons, shot on Bobby McKeel. Sticks it aside. Matrona up the left wing boards. They can't clear it. Tanners do a good job of bottling up Reading in their own end. Again now, but Chris Murray now gets it out. Wing to wing for Joe Hamway, a converted defenseman now playing the right wing. With the puck, Brian McElhenney. And now the puck goes into the neutral zone where it's going to be claimed by David Matrona. Tries to make connection with Joe Hamway. Hamway gathers the puck and just flips it in. 6:45 to go first period. Coming to you from O'Brien Rink and Woburn. The big first place showdown between Reading and Woburn. Battle of 9 1-1 teams. Denler now loses the puck. Here's Johnstone. Tries to make a little feed to Caruso. Can't make connections. Now play on at center ice. Kevin Thompson avoids the check. Greg Thomas couldn't get much of him. The play in the Woburn end. Tanners try to break out. DJ Crowley tries to keep it in. Can't do it. Now here comes Johnstone. This could be trouble. Pass it goes. In front shot. Oh, nice save by Bobby McKeel on Greg Thomas. But we're going to have a penalty, a hooking call on the Rockets. As Kevin Johnstone was in doing some business in the Rocket end with a little 2-on-1.
That was just an outstanding pass by Kevin Johnstone. Took the puck at the blue line, spun around, and put a nice pass to Greg Thomas, and an equally good stop by Bobby McKeel.
We're going to see this play again. Here's a shot from Greg Thomas. And Bobby McKeel got that with his blocker, Gary, and was able to deflect that over the net. But the Rockets aren't out of it just yet because they are now going to be shorthanded for the next minute and a half. Okay, play on, back to the point. Johnstone playing the left point. Jewer shot blocked in front. Now it goes to Durkin. Oh, Mike Vetter falls down. Puck is claimed by Thomas. Now Mike gets it out into the neutral zone. Fine play by Vetter. Kevin Johnstone at the point likes to wheel and deal. Here he comes, starting up through center ice. You got to watch out when he has the puck. Tries to shift around Sacco. Nice drop pass. Goes to Lyons. A drive goes wide of Bobby McKeel. Now Mike Vetter ices it. Jeff Lyons hit it with a high stick. We're going to get a whistle here. Gary, they seem to be calling that high stick call in high school, you know, quite often. Didn't really look like he had it above his shoulder. He did kind of spear at it and hit the puck. But in any event, it's a whistle.
The Tanners have Jeff Lyons at center with Chris Jewer on the left and Greg Thomas on the right. One of Coach Newak's moves likes to put the off wing, the right-hand shot on the left wing and the left-hand shot on the right wing during the power play. And, of course, Kevin Johnstone back at the point.
Okay, play on. Crowley at the left point for the Rockets. Sacco's at the right point. Now they both shift back and drop by place in defense. Thomas with a nice pass to Lyons, but he takes a heavy hit from Sacco. Lyons up with it across the goal mouth where DJ Crowley was able to get a skate on it, and Kevin Thompson ices it. 35 seconds left to go on the shorthanded situation. Okay, here's Sacco with it now, dumps it back into the Woburn end. Reading doing a fine job killing off this penalty. Johnstone now gathers it in, waits for one last rush for the Tanners in this power play situation. This is Johnstone with it now at center ice. Makes a shift around Crowley. Thomas with the puck. Nope. In front. Hit off the play is Kevin Thompson on Mike Barucci. Now the Rockets start out again. Here comes Thompson. Makes a nice shift around Jua. Kevin tries to deal. Wrist shot. Doesn't get to the net. He's hit off the play. Both teams now at 5 aside. Crowley, oh, there's a little collision there at the blue line. Rockets keeping the pressure on. Chasing after the puck now is Kevin Thompson. Out front for O'Keefe. Shot! In front. Saved by Cole. Fine play by Tommy Cole in the Woburn net. Rockets trying to change some defensemen. Paul Sacco comes off, and Keith Wilson comes in. And we're going to have a whistle stoppage of play in front of the Woburn bench with 4:01 to go as we take a look at DJ Crowley, the big Rocket senior defenseman.
Yeah, DJ just made a nice play keeping the puck into the Woburn zone a few seconds earlier, and Mike O'Keefe got off a pretty good shot on net. Got free in front, but Tommy Cole was there to make the stop.
One of the better chances the Rockets have had so far in the first period with 4:01 remaining. Woburn leads 1-0 on a penalty shot by Jim Duran, who has not returned since taking that check very early in this game. Okay, we got a little stoppage in play. PA announcer Tom Jones makes some sort of announcement for the crowd. We couldn't really pick that up. We take a look at the big crowd that's on hand here tonight. 1,500 people. A little pre-sale was held this week at both high schools, and it sold out before game time. In fact, Franny Staples is now bringing more medical assistants into the Woburn locker room, where Jim Duran is now, we get word, is being attended to.
I'm not quite sure if it's Jim Duran that they're attending to. It sounded like somebody else's name. They called somebody's parents to the locker room, and we'll have to check on that. Maybe there's
maybe he's being
more than
benched
one
because he's not been out there. Yeah, it could be more than one.
Maybe
you're
somebody
right.
else is hurt. We'll have to check
Trying to see
it.
who's not out here now as we check the lineups. Here comes McSorley. Oh, offside. Mike O'Keefe might have been just a stride ahead of that pass.
Pretty even game so far. We have 3:51 left here in the first period. Seems like both teams feeling each other out at this point.
This is Mark Doherty, Coach Peter Doherty's son. Does a fine job working with the young forwards and the rest of the teams. He talks with Mark Tango. 3:51 to go, first period at O'Brien Rink in Woburn. Now chasing after the puck is Bill Toomey. Clears it to center ice, where Matrona gets it to his partner, Paul Sacco. Sacco gets it back off the deflection, lets a long one go. Goes off the far boards behind Cole, where the Tanners trying to break out. It's Purcell, takes a hit. Okay, now play to center ice. Sylvia dumps it into the Rocket end. Kenny Sylvia chases after Matrona now. Now Steve Purcell goes after him, but Matrona comes up with the puck. Dumps it ahead up to Chris Murray. Murray wing to wing to Hamway. He just sticks it into the Tanner zone where Toomey has the puck. Sacco keeps it in. Now Sacco gets it back again and dumps it now around the boards where Toomey sends it up to Steve Purcell on the left wing for the Tanners. Purcell, the center ice for Sylvia. Can't make connections with Jeff Lyons cutting through. Now the Rockets have it with Kevin Thompson trying to deal now on the Woburn end. Shot by Thompson, goal. Just goes wide of the net. Out front, he got a shot on Cole from a difficult angle, and now the puck is clear where Bobby McKeel has to make the save. Had a tough check here at the center ice there, Gary, I guess on Ken Sylvia.
DJ Crowley again. He's been throwing his weight around all night.
Now the dangerous Kevin Johnstone with the puck. He's rode off the play. Now the Rockets start again. Here comes Derek Denler. Denler's harassed. No call on that one. He gets dropped down. Tanner's trying to break it out. Redding's doing some good job putting some pressure on. Here comes Vetter. Oh, he tried to make a play but couldn't do it. Rockets getting back now. Coming on is David Caruso. Caruso trying to get a backhand. He's ridden off by both Crowley and Wilson. Fine defensive play by the Rocket defenseman. Now Johnstone banging there with Jewar. Now the Rockets start out again. Here comes Derek Denler on the left wing. Denler trying to make it play out front for Vetter. Can't connect. McSorley with it off the line change. Backhander goes wide. Vetter changed. Oh, he tried to get it for Denler, but his backhander just went wide of Tommy Cole. With 1:43 to go first period. Rockets putting on all sorts of pressure now, trying to get that equalizer. Is Vetter. Vetter comes up with it. Behind the net for Denler, can't make connections. The Rocket line has been out there for a long time. McSorley's out there, but Vetter and Denler are both out there. They must be getting a little tired. Here comes Sacco trying to make a play. A wrist shot through a screen goes wide. Now Tanner's looking to clear. They do to center ice. Oh, here's a break. David Caruso now. Sacco is back. Caruso, fine play by Paul Sacco. It's not hard to see why he's an all-league defenseman with a defensive play like that. Caruso gets it back. Oh, tries to make a play to Jewar. Couldn't do it. Now the Rockets start back. McSorley wing to wing for Vetter. Vetter holding the puck. Looks for a little snapshot out front. Oh, dangerous play, and Tommy Cole will have to tie this up. But he doesn't get the whistle. He sticks it aside. But Sacco keeps it in. A big drive. It's up high, and Cole does hold on to this one. And we're going to get a face-off with 49 seconds to go.
Chris Jewar had the puck there right in front of his own net, and instead of trying to clear it, he tried to just push it back to Tommy Cole, and they almost had a mix-up there.
Okay, Gary, Durant has not been out there as Johnstone has been double shifting. As they've only been going with two center icemen, just Johnstone and Jeff Lyons. As they've been doubling up with the line mates Jewar and Thomas. Try to get a word on Durant between the periods here. Face off now to the right, Tommy Cole. Kevin Thompson wins the draw. Fine block there by Ken Sylvia. He's stunned, but now it's taken away by David Caruso, and Sylvia has to leave the ice. He's shaken up on that. Fine hit by Tango behind the net. O'Keefe tries to stuff it. Yeah, and we have a whistle as play gets a little rough in front of the net there. As we have a stoppage in play. Mike O'Keefe was coming out from behind the net and tried to stuff it home. And we're going to have a face-off. 33 seconds remain in the first period. Woburn leads this game 1-0.
Mike O'Keefe and Mark Tango kind of sandwiched Alan Cronin behind the net. Smashed him into the boards, and O'Keefe almost tucked it in.
Just 33 seconds remain. Kevin Thompson on the draw for the Rockets. Kevin seen a lot of ice time. And front shot! Saved by Tom Cole. Cole had the rebound, but he left it for Kevin Thompson, who made a quick snap shot. But Cole came up big with that save, Gary.
He's done that so many times over the last 3 years. It seems like the Rockets are starting to assert themselves a little more here late in the first period.
Kevin Thompson logging a lot of ice time, Gary. He's centering two lines right now. I don't know what the story is with either Chris Murray or Rich McSorley. Maybe Coach Peter Doherty wants to get more ice time. In fact, he now has the power play opportunity as into the box goes Alan Cronin.
Cross-check.
So Cronin is no stranger to the penalty box. As of late, has kept out of it.
That's due to his rugged play. He's a very physical defenseman.
Petrona on the draw with Jeff Lyons. Wins it back to Thompson. Thompson passes up the slap shot, goes to Sacco. Puck is loose. Petrona looks for it here on the power play. Now Denler with the 19 seconds remaining in the period. Back to Kevin Thompson. Thompson, fine defensive play by Lyons. Actually, that's Chris Jewar. Fine play by the senior forward for the Tanners. Just 8 seconds remain. Here comes Petrona over to Denler. Wrist shot saved by Cole. Didn't get much wood on that. And that will do it for the period. And that will do it. As we mentioned, the Tanners holding on to a 1-0 lead. Let the penalty shot by Jim Durant stand up, but Durant has since been injured. We're going to try to get word for you when we come back. But Gary, pretty good period, pretty much what we expect in a game of this magnitude.
Yep, exactly what we expected. Teams up and down the ice. It looks like Reading's had a little the edge in play territorially. They have outshot Woburn 9-8 in the first period. And it's interesting to see what's going to happen the next two periods, especially if Jim Durant can't come back. He's such a vital cog to that Tanner offense, leading scorer.
Well, we beat scoreless, except during the early moments of the play. Reading had a breakdown on the defensive end, and a shot by Duran was nicely sticked aside by Bobby McKeel, the Reading goalie. But in the process, Bobby did release his stick, and Gary did look like the stick made the save without McKeel's hand on it.
Yep.
So thus, the penalty shot resulted, because you can't throw a stick at the puck, kind of like in baseball, throwing a glove at a batted ball. And then Duran clicked on the penalty shot.
Bobby McKeel doesn't do that. It goes in anyways, so why not try? Maybe the ref wouldn't see it. It was a great play by Bobby McKeel. And then he made a great save on the rebound as well.
Well, we're going to have a lot more exciting Middlesex League hockey action coming to you right after these messages. Again, the score from O'Brien, Rink, and Woburn is Woburn 1, Reading 0, and that will do it for the first period. We'll be back right after these messages. Come on, Tom, you can do it.
Are we on yet?
Yep. Welcome back to O'Brien, Rink, and Woburn. Reading and Woburn about ready, and they are ready to start the second period, and it's underway. Rockets on the power play, trailing 1-0. Play on the Woburn end. Vetter loses the puck, cleared by Chris Jewer, and Bobby McKeel has to come out and play it. And leaves it for Kevin Thompson, being hounded there by Greg Thomas. Thomas just sits back at the slot and just waits for Thompson to break out, and he does. To Sacco. Sacco brings it into the Woburn end. Tries to make a shift on Toomey, couldn't do it. Now Jewer, and a nice hip check by Kevin Thompson. Jewer might have been off the races there. Now Dave Matrona back after for the puck behind the Rocket net. Makes a shift away from Jewer. Starts out to Kevin Thompson. Kevin through center ice. Still on his feet, now knocked down, and is cleared out by Durkin. Rocket's not getting much in this power play, and now we got a penalty on Mike Vetter. So he just took a punch on Durkin after the play, and that's just not a smart play to do, Gary.
Not at all. He was tied up with Michael Barucci right out inside the blue line, and instead of just getting up and skating away, he threw a little punch to the back of the head, and he's going off, and the Tanners are going to go on the power play for the first time tonight. I'm sorry, second time tonight.
Yeah, not a good play by Mike Vetter. He was away from the play. I was saying that was Durkin, but obviously it was Barucci. Woburn players like to have their pants up high over their numbers, so I couldn't identify him. But anyway, Vetter threw a punch away from the play, and he was caught.
Noticing in the skate-around before the period, Jim Duran did not come out, and neither did Pat Durkin, a defenseman, so that Reading could be without a couple of, Woburn could be out with a couple of top players.
Play on in the Woburn end. Tom Cole is going to leave it there. Now he has to play it for Steve Purcell. Purcell with the puck, holding it, trying to start out. Whoa, broken up by Rich McSorley. Fine play by the Rocket center. Now killing off some valuable seconds. The Tanners have a minute left on their power play. Now McSorley steals and just dumps it into the Woburn end. Fine play. Now winding up with it is Steve Purcell. That's Bill Toomey. Toomey intercepted by McSorley. Nice play to Kevin Thompson. Rockets have a chance here. Kevin takes 3 Tanners with him. Out front, McSorley didn't get much wood on it. And we have no hand pass. I thought it was going to be a hand pass. As Purcell now leads it up for Johnstone. Can't make connections. Kevin Thompson with the bang. Now McSorley with it. Kevin Thompson gets the face-off, and he goes down on his fanny with Steve Purcell, gives him a little push. Take a look at Kevin Thompson. With both his brothers, actually all 3 of his brothers, Billy Thompson, the goalie in the 1983 Rocket team, which went to the Garden. Jeff Thompson, an 85 graduate. And Brian Thompson, graduated last year, now playing for Northeastern.
Tanner's kind of unorganized on this power play. They haven't even gotten the puck into the Reading zone as of yet, and there's only 24 seconds left on the power play.
Actually, Reading has had the edge in play, but the Tanners have the edge on the scoreboard. That 1-0 lead by Jim Duran on the penalty shot, and Duran has not returned with that shoulder injury. Here comes Derek Denlow. Rockets shorthanded, 12 seconds to go. In with it now is Matrona. Out front for Denlow! Just missed wide at Cole. Fine feed by Matrona. Now Denlow bangs in the Thomas. And now the play goes to center ice, where it's controlled there by Vetter, who's now out of the box. Now play at the center ice. Sent now into the Woburn end. 12:23 to go, second period. The Rockets trying to make a move here. It's Matrona with the puck. He loses it. Now is Vetter trying to make a play from behind the net. Out front. Oh, it goes wide. Crowley with a wrist shot. Oh, just went wide of the net. Here's Denler back to the point for Sacco. Back to Denler on the right wing where Vetter now chases it. Takes a heavy hit. Now Matrona back to Sacco, a drive. Tried to hit it on the go. Couldn't do it. Now Russell Gay with a rear shift. Gets it to Kevin Johnstone. He's hit now. Johnstone, oh. There's a shot went wide. Excuse me on that one. Now it's iced. Actually not iced. Vetter onside, walking in. Shot, oh, didn't get the wood on it. Cole held his ground. Would have been a tough shot anyways. Now the point for Crowley through a screen. Doesn't get there. Russell Gay sends it now to center where Crowley with it. Of course, Gay taking Durkin's turn. The Rockets are offside as Michael Vetter was just a little bit winded and couldn't get out of the zone in time.
Reading putting on a lot of pressure on the Tanner zone. They still are without a shot on net in this period as they've been putting the puck wide on most occasions. Mike Vetter came in alone a few minutes ago, but he just couldn't get the puck on his stick, and he was just a little...
There's Vetter there, as you see him, just couldn't get wood on it to flip it over Tommy Cole.
Little too deep.
Okay. Quick whistle as we take a look at Mark Tango, senior forward for the Rockets. Has 3 goals this season. Very steady player, not the quickest player on the Rocket team, but will not hurt you defensively, and very strong hitter. He rattled Ken Sylvia early in this game. Still waiting for the draw in the neutral zone as we take a look at Tom Cole, who came up big on that last play, holding his ground on Mike Vetter, who Vetter couldn't control the puck and flip it into the net. Woburn leads 1-0. Glad to have our Woburn audience with us today. Usually myself, Steve Algieri, and Gary DeMops, we do this primarily for Reading, but Continental Cable and Woburn is picking up this feed, and a fine game to pick up, too. Now Toomey tries to get it out. McSorley dumps it in. Toomey loses it. That's Caruso, intercepted by McSorley, looking for Deal. Back to point, Keith Wilson, a shot. Doesn't get there, blocked in front there by Purcell. The Tanners block a lot of shots, Gary. That's something I noted with Frank Newark in the past. His team just likes blocking those shots. I think maybe they bring John Carter down and they have that block shot drill.
If Coach Newark had his way, he'd win 21-0 games. He preaches defense first, and he feels if the team can take care of the defense, the offense will just follow from that.
In fact, it would not be surprising if the Tanners hold on to this lead and late in the game to see them ice the puck at every occasion. That's just another style of Newark's.
Pat Durkin is back on the ice, and he's playing right now for the Tanners.
Got a good look at Kevin Johnson on the fine Tanner center. Wins the draw, but now loses it. His Sacco. Wrist shot in front. Oh, Donnelly almost had a stick on that. And now Jewar is hit off the play by Donnelly. Fine check. Now the puck is under Jewar. And him and Rob Donnelly getting a little jealous. Donnelly gives him a little shoulder, just passing by. See the play right there? There's
Chris
Rob
Jewar, not a very flashy player, but he gets the job done.
Jewe's 6 goals on the season, 6 assists for 12 points.
One of the more underrated players in the Middlesex League. He's been another 3-year varsity performer for the Tanners.
The draw, it's won by Reading. This drive by Sacco goes wide. Fine play by Chris Murray to win that face-off from Kevin Johnstone. Here comes Sacco to Donnelly, tries to dump it in, can't make connections. Now it goes back to Matrona. Matrona with it. We have a penalty now coming up on Woburn.
Toomey.
Here he comes. It's Murray now into the Woburn end. Penalty coming up again, like we said. Oh, Johnstone can't control the puck, and now he does. And here's the play, and it's a slash. Gary, who'd you say that was on?
Billy Toomey. Kind of a chintzy call. If maybe we can get a replay on it. I don't know.
Could be the Dick Neal rule on it.
He was tied up with a Rocket forward, and it just swung his stick to get away. I don't even think he made contact, but he's going off for a minute and a half.
Gary, I definitely sense a shift of momentum here to Reading. Actually, not really a shift just recently, but they've had the edge. And now there's another chance for that big power play to capitalize. Tom Jones just blows the whistle and wants to have a little chat with one of the officials to see what the story is.
We're almost 5 minutes into this second period, and neither team has registered a shot on goal yet. But Reading's been down the Woburn end the whole night. They're just missing.
Certainly has not lacked for excitement. We take a look at Toomey in the box there with Coach Frank Newark. Jewar on the draw now with Matrona. He's out there with Cronin, Thomas, and Barucci. Now here's Denler with the puck. Rockets have the inverted wings on the power play. Kevin Thompson with it now, holds it, looks for something. Over to Dendler, high in the circle, holds it out front. Oh, Matrona couldn't get good wood on it. It was blocked there by Thomas. Now to the point it goes to Thompson. Thompson, a drive through a screen. Cole never saw that. Out front, Dendler missed on it. The Matrona shot went wide. Cole had no chance on that if he got that on net. Vetter digs it out. We have another penalty coming in. In front, Vetter goes wide to Derek Dendler on that shot. Is Sacco in deep, holding it. Rocket's going to get the extra skater on now. Sacco out front shot. Oh, again, broken up by Woburn. Vetter had the chance. Out it goes with it. Dendler holds. Over to Sacco. Sacco. Back it goes now. Here's Kevin Thompson with it to Dendler. Rockets have got that sixth attacker on. Kevin with the big drive goes wide. Hustling to keep it in. He does. Over for Dendler. Rockets working the power play nicely. To the point. Matrona shot kicked out by Tommy Cole. Big save. Dendler with it. Back it goes. Now to Matrona. Matrona to Sacco. Fine defensive play there by Cronin. Out front. Tied up by Tommy Cole as sticks get high. As Mark Tango was in there, the extra skater.
Stupid play.
We're going to get, Mike Vetter now for a penalty.
Steve, during that action, the Tanners are going to be called for 2 penalties. And just after the whistle, it looked like Mike Vetter took an extra swing at someone, and he looks like he's going to get a call as well. But Woburn had 2 delayed penalties during that stretch.
Okay, we're going to go to the play in front of the net here. We'll see what happens, what transpires maybe. Here's Dendler, and we lost it. But anyways, we're waiting for these penalties. We can only guess what's going to happen here. I know manpower, the Rockets are still going to enjoy a 4-on-3 power play advantage. We do have 3 Woburn players in the box, and Mike Vetter. There's we see the Woburn players. Yeah, can we get any IDs on these players? I don't think we can really find out who they are.
Greg Thomas looks like one of them.
Okay, it's a 4-on-3 now. One of the penalties will be delayed for the Tanners. Kevin Thompson with it. Big chance for the Rockets. Kevin Johnstone, Cronin, and Russell Gay. Shot goes wide. Matrona loses it. Here's Gay with it. Johnstone can't dig it out. Now Russell Gay does dig it out to center ice. Clear out to center ice. Where Sacco winds up into the Woburn end. Paul Sacco holds the puck. Still holds it. Looks for a play. Back to Kevin at the point. A little snapshot. Tip scores! David Matrona with the tip in. And the Rockets have tied it up on the power play.
Kevin Thompson did what you're supposed to do, low and hard from the point, and David Matrona skating by in front appeared to get his stick on it, and it just trickled over the red line as the Rockets go wild. Have tied the game at 1-1.
Well, Gary, that's David Matrona's 8th goal of the season. We're trying to get a replay on this one to just show you how he stationed himself in front of the net, was able to get a tip in on that. Well, we're not going to have the replay. But anyways, fine play there by Matrona. Good goal scorer, has been converted to defense to help the Rockets shore up their blue line and carrying the puck out of the zone. But he does play the slot on the power play. Actually, he plays one of the wings of the power play, but because Vetter was in the box, he had to do duty in the front end. He got a stick on that shot by Kevin Thompson, and we are all knotted up at 1-1. We're trying to see what's going on now at the penalty box. I believe Peter Doherty is trying to figure out who does leave the Tanner box, since they had 3 in the penalty box and Reading just had 1. So we're trying to sort this out as we look at Tommy Cole. Can't fault that young man for that goal. I mean, it was just a deflection.
It wasn't. It just barely made it over the goal line, right by the right post. Now, with 8:39 left, Billy Toomey, who had the first penalty, should have been out of the box.
Trying to pick up the PA on this.
They got the Reading trainer coming to the bench.
Yeah, Franny Staples logging a lot of ice time here.
So,
okay, we're still trying to figure out what's going on here. They're sorting things out.
Okay.
Okay, then we take a look at Mike Vetter in the box. I believe he has a shoulder problem again. Mike has had a history of shoulder problems. Was injured during a football game in 1986 against Wakefield. Tried to take on Tito Raymond and lost. But still a very tough, aggressive hockey player. And he's being attended to now by Franny Staples. Okay, we really can't hear what they're saying, but we're just trying to pick out what the strength is now. Gary, maybe you have a better idea than I do.
Okay, at 5:56, so Woburn's Greg Thomas and Mike Barucci got holding penalties, and Reading's Mike Vetter was called for tripping. And the goal was David Matrona's from Kevin Thompson and Paul Sacco at 6:21 on the power play. And now each team is 4 aside for the next 45 seconds.
Okay, Gary, clear that up for us. Thanks very much, Gary. I was clueless. I was trying to follow what was going on the ice. Okay, it's David Matrona. Now we had the goal over to Paul Sacco. We have a 1-1 game midway through. Russell Gay now up with it. Oh, tries to make connections with Jewer. Cannot do it. And the play goes back into the Rocket end where David Matrona now has the puck. Kicks it off the boards for Kevin Thompson. Thompson now, nice pass to Derek Denler. Top scorer for the Rockets. Scored in the last 8 games. Trying to deal here. Gets by Gay. Nice shift. Now loses it. Takes a crunching check from Johnstone. Back to the point it goes to Sacco. Paul over it goes to Matrona. A drive through a screen. I think they actually hit Kevin Thompson in front. And now we have a cross check, and the Rockets are going to get another power play, Gary.
You can't give a good team like Reading power play after power play, especially when it appears the Tanners aren't having one of their better offensive nights.
No, actually, if it wasn't for the penalty shot by Jim Durant early, the Tanners could find themselves a couple of goals down, if not for the play also of Tommy Cole and the fine defensive game that they are playing, because they are getting in front of a lot of Reading shots. But it's just going to be too much to ask if they keep up this type of play. We're now midway through the period, 7:39 to go in the second period, and the Tanners are now on the ropes just a bit. It's, you know, there's not in dire trouble, but if the Rockets can capitalize now, you know, it could really see a shift in momentum again.
I think suffice to say that they're lucky to be in a 1-1 game at this point. They do not have a shot on net in this second period, and they haven't even come close to one.
An understatement, that is true. Here's Durkin back as we see him clear the puck out. Bobby McKeel gloves it. Tries to lead for DJ Crowley, makes an errant pass. Woburn player Chris Jewer now sends it behind the net. And the Rockets try to clear it out. They're a little ragged here on the power play. They should be making more crisp passes instead of just icing it. Now Tango airballs a check there. He missed that Woburn play and got the worst of it. Now Crowley after. The Rockets do not have the #1 power play out there. Of course, they just came off. Here comes McSorley. Can't make connections, and Tango's going to get the offsides and maybe get the first line out there. They do. That was just like a little bit of a breather for the Rocket first line.
Good play on defense by Pat Durkin, diving to break up that pass and actually cause the offside.
Okay, we're going to have Chris Jewer on the draw. Let's take a look at DJ Crowley. Having a fine season so far. The Rockets started off a little slow. You know, his first real varsity action was a spot defenseman last year. The third line, you know, the third wave on defense, but now is developed into an aggressive, hard-hitting defenseman. We take a look at the big crowd, 1,500 strong here in O'Brien Rink, the biggest crowd ever in this building, which opened, I believe, in 1968.
Hey, the Reading fans are really getting into this game now, as they can sense that their team has Woburn on the ropes.
Of course, it's also a key juncture for Reading that they must capitalize. They do not want to waste these opportunities.
Yep, when you have a team like Woburn down, you got to keep them down because they certainly have the ability to bounce back.
Okay, here's Thomas battling with Dendler, and now Matrona sends it back to Kevin Thompson on the left point, over to Sacco. Sacco holds, wrist shot, goes wide, trying to make connections with Matrona, I believe. Now Matrona back to Sacco. Sacco to Dendler, can't hit that pass on the air. Now it's controlled by Cronin. Cronin avoids a check by Mike O'Keefe, who's now out playing the slot. There it is, Sacco backhand to save out front. Tommy Cole tries to tie it up. It's loose still. O'Keefe there in the slot. Now Matrona. Over to Kevin Thompson. Kevin back to Paul Sacco. He drives. Goes wide. Kevin Thompson with it. Out front. Puck is loose. It is now cleared nicely. But no, Paul Sacco keeps it in. Good play there by the senior defenseman. Now Alan Cronin. Here comes Matrona. Intercepts. The Dendler. Can't control it out front. Tommy Cole still can't control it. Now Chris Jewer. Stopped by Sacco. Greg Thomas on it. And now we have a breakaway here for David Caruso. Going in one-on-one on McKeel. Upended by Sacco, but Paul is going to get a penalty. The puck is loose now, taken by Mike O'Keefe, but Paul Sacco may have saved the goal there, Gary. David Caruso came in there, and Sacco foiled the play, but Paul kind of undercut him, and now Woburn is going to be on the penalty.
Tommy Cole is hurt down here in the Woburn net, as somehow he and his defenseman staved off that Reading pressure. It was tough to see how that puck didn't go in the net.
Tommy Cole not feeling too good right now.
Always seems to happen, and great action down one end, and then the other team goes back down the other end. But Sacco had to literally dive to stop Caruso.
Here's the play in front. Look at this action here. Michael Keefe, the big 6'2 forward, just clogging things up. Now this puck is still loose. Here's Matrona, gets it to the point for Kevin Thompson, back to Sacco. Just gets really congested. Nice save there by Cole. He stuck out the skate. And now Sacco keeps it in again. Rockets putting all kinds of pressure, but still just a 1-1 hockey game here. And now a big play here. Derek Denler tries to center it. Cole, I think this is where he got crunched right here. I think someone landed on his back. I think that was O'Keefe, and you put 210, 215 pounds on him, you're not going to feel too swift.
Tommy Cole's a big boy himself.
Face off now on the Reading end. Jeff Lyon, it's Chris Jura on the draw. Now McSorley with it, can't clear it. Cronin keeps it in. Chasing after now is Thomas. Now that's Jewell with it, being harassed by McSorley, and it's cleared out there by Keith Wilson. 5:29 to go in the second period, all tied up 1-1. McSorley, a tenacious forecheck, having a fine defensive game, forechecking for the Rockets. Now here comes David Caruso, who just hauled down that last rush. Works his way in. Wrist shot by Thomas, goes over Bobby McKeel's right shoulder. And we're going to have a stoppage in play. 59 seconds remaining on the power play, 5:14 to go middle period.
Tanner's looking to convert on this power play opportunity, as they still are without a shot on goal, nearly 10 minutes into the period. And it would behoove them to score a goal here. Jeff Lyons brings the puck up, tried to flip it in the zone, cleared on Tommy Cole, who has to make a save.
Okay, I'm back after that little confab with our producer here. Okay, Kevin Johnstone gets a hit from Denler. Here comes Jeff Lyons now through center ice. Lyons tries to make connections there with McElhaney. Can't do it. McElhaney is able to stick it behind the net, where Wilson up with the puck to Kevin Thompson. Kevin Thompson, lead pass. Or Denler can't connect. You know, Tommy Cole is going to play it for Kevin Johnstone. Just 20 seconds remaining on the tripping infraction of Paul Sacco. Here comes Alan Cronin through center ice. Ooh, there's a check by DJ Crowley, two of the bigger players in this league. Kevin Thompson up with the puck, the little pesky junior forward, tries to deal on Cronin, tries to make a shift, but Cronin gives him a little forearm to the chops. And now Kevin takes a bang there from Kevin, oh, that's Purcell, Steve Purcell, the sophomore left winger for the Tanners, and the play is tied up.
Alan Cronin, one of the bigger players in the Middlesex League, just stood his ground as the shifty Kevin Thompson came down one-on-one, stood him right up and broke up the play.
Well, Gary, if I was Frank Newark, I would be pleased with this fact. Now let's watch this hit again. Here's Cronin and Crowley just going head-to-head on that one. I'd be pleased the way the thing is right now. Ooh. Being 1-1 is Tango almost made it 2-1 by sending a dangerous pass across the crease.
Got a penalty.
We have another penalty coming up. We have a slash, and I believe that's going to be on Reading this time. As we see the referee fall going to the penalty box. Slash, and let's see who it's on. Might be Mike O'Keefe. No, it's going to be Mark Tango. It actually looks like... No, hold on now.
I think it's on Woburn.
And it's... They made the signal for slashing, though, Gary, didn't they? And no one's going to the box.
It's going to be on the Tanners.
Now, finally, David Caruso.
Huh.
4 minutes left to go. Tommy Cole just banged his stick in frustration against the goalpost. The Tanners are once again short-handed. Rockets have clicked once so far in the power play and have had other opportunities. Sacco now holds it from behind the net. The forecheck by Jure. Now sends it up to David Matrona. Matrona, nice shift there, working into the Woburn end. Broken off the play by Greg Thomas. Kept in now, Kevin Thompson. Kevin dealing, looking for a shot. Rashad, saved by Tommy Cole. He's able to get the body on that one and stick aside. The high riser from Kevin. Drive from Sacco for the point is deflected by Greg Thomas and out of the zone, where Kevin Thompson will collect the puck and send it over to Sacco. Sacco now tries to make connections from Matrona, bumped off the puck, and now Thomas ices it. 45 seconds remain on the penalty, 3:14 in the period. Sacco starting to wind up again. All-League junior defenseman last season, now a senior, having another fine year. Kevin Thompson dumps it in. Vetter after it. Ooh, Kevin Thompson on a crunching check on Alan Durkin. On Pat Durkin. Now the Rockets start back, 22 seconds to go. Kevin Thompson at center ice. Jure 4 checks. Now here comes Derek Denler. Rockets leading scorer holding the puck. Back to the point for Kevin Thompson. Kevin holds it. Looks for in the slot. Matrona had the puck in his skates. Was able to get a wrist shot, but Tommy Cole, fine save. Here's Sacco out front. No one's there. Denler leaves it now for Kevin Thompson. Over to Matrona. Tried to hit it on the go. Couldn't get the wood on it. That will do it on the power play. Matrona still holds it for the Rockets. Sacco with it. Dumps it in. And now just flipped out by Bill Toomey. Well, that's legal since it's not a hand pass to a teammate. He just cleared it. We're going to have a face-off anyways at center ice. We have a stoppage in play. It's 2:19 remain, middle period.
A big ooh come up from the Reading fans, but that's a legal play by Billy Toomey as long as he doesn't close his hand on the puck and relieved the pressure and got the offside. It was a smart play by the Tanner defenseman.
Take a look at Tommy Cole. He's been a busy young man tonight in the Nets. They don't come much better in the Middlesex League than that goaltender for Woburn High School. Tommy all signed, sealed, and delivered for Northeastern next year. Of course, former Rocket Brian Thompson is already over there, and Joe McGinnis, a former Watertown high skater who was a senior this season for the Huskies. Comes Mike O'Keefe with the puck. Rockets enjoying the territorial edge. Rich McSorley back to O'Keefe for a shot. Goes wide of Cole. Tango tries to dig. Takes a hit from Johnstone. Now gives an elbow to Barucci. And no one sees that. Kept in by Crowley. Crowley for Richie McSorley. McSorley in for Tango. Tommy Cole, good with the stick. Sticks it away. Out front. It goes McSorley. Drive. Can't get good wood on it. And it goes wide of the net. Tango now wins that battle with Cronin. Tango looks to maneuver. Out front. Puck is loose. Cronin now sends it to the boards. McSorley chases for Crowley. Crowley sticks it in. Mike O'Keefe, the big left winger, takes a whack at it. Tango in front, but Tommy Cole just gloves it before Tango gets crunched by a couple of Tanners. Gary, fine action in the Woburn end, but Reading cannot get anything by Tommy Cole.
The Tanners are going to really look forward to this break between the second and third period as they've been running around their own end all period. Still only 1 goal is gotten by Tommy Cole, and it's a 1-1 hockey game. Anything can happen.
That's all just 1-1, and the Tanners could break out at any moment. Of course, without Jim Duran, their offense is a bit lacking. You lose someone who scored 14 goals. Of course, he got his 14th tonight on the penalty shot, and your offense has to suffer. And the Rockets are just taking it to the Tanners, but the Tanners so far are withstanding everything. Drive from the point. Cole makes the save, leave the rebound, but it was cleared nicely by Cronin. Now Donnelly tries to get it to the point. Rockets using their points more tonight than they have this season, but it's intercepted. Now Rockets come back. Rob Donnelly, junior left wing, tries to maneuver, leaves it for Sacco. Sacco dumps it in with Chris Murray. With the puck, tries to stuff it in, goes wide. And now Donnelly is tripped. No call on Cronin. Now played through center ice. Chasing it is McElhaney. McElhaney can't control the Rockets. Send it to center ice. 1 minute left in the period. Now it's dumped in by David Caruso, where it's taken behind the net from David Matrona. Has the lone Rocket goal. Play along the left wing boards. Bobby McKeel takes a loose puck, sticks it along the left wing boards for Donnelly. Now play on. It's controlled by Matrona. Matrona starting up. Tries to go wing to wing. He makes connections with Joe Hanway, but Hanway can't control it. Chris Jewis starts back for the Tanners into the Rocket end. Little snapshot goes wide of McKeel, and Bobby will hold on and tie it up, and we'll have a face-off with just 26 ticks left to go. But Gary, that is not a shot on, right?
No, not yet.
So it's still just the 1 shot.
None. That's a mistake on the score sheet here. As
see, Bobby McKeel, Gary, has not had much chances.
Really, just give him a chair and a pillow, and could take a rest.
Although I'm sure Bobby would like to have at least a couple of shots just to stay into the game. In a game like this, you might get a little stale, although with all the hype and the big crowd here, you know, you'd have to be dead not to be in this game now. Play on. McKeel sticks that wide shot away. Kevin Johnstone battles with it for Crowley. Crowley wins it. 15 seconds to go. Denler with the puck. Rockets try to make one last rush in this period, but the Tanners stick it in. And now here comes O'Keefe. It's Kevin Thompson. Thompson dealing. Walked in. Wrist shot. Nice play by Cronin. Was able to get a stick on it. Coming in a drive from the point. Goes wide. Kevin Thompson. No, that's Denler. Excuse me, but the whistle blows, and that will do it. After 2 periods from O'Brien Rink in Woburn, this game has lived up to all expectations. Maybe The goal scoring has not been as much as we thought, but it has not lacked for excitement one bit, as we see Tommy Cole was a very busy man in that period for Woburn, Gary.
Yes, he was. And we understand that he has a brand new stick to use tonight. Hopefully, he said it would be a lucky stick for him, and so far it has been, as he's been a main reason why this is still a 1-1 hockey game.
Of course, Tommy Cole has a history of coming up big against Reading. Right from his first game of his sophomore year, of course, we said the Tanners enjoy a 5-2 record against the Rockets in the last 7 meetings. The only such team to do so in the Middlesex League. Reading is not just, but is 42-0-4 against the rest of the league. And, well, since we're on the subject of stats, if Reading was leading going into this final period, Gary, Reading has been 55-0-1 in the last 4 years with the lead. But since the game is tied, of course it may not mean anything anyways, but since the game is tied, you know, that stat is irrelevant right now. So we expect a fine final 15 minutes of hockey from O'Brien Rink. And the Rockets and Tanners are all knotted up at 1-1. Gary, any final thoughts before we break away?
Just, you don't know whether it's the Rockets can be happy or disappointed with what's going on here. I mean, they've been all over the Woburn end, and they only have a 1-1 tie to show for it. We'll see how Woburn comes out for the third period.
That's right. I would have to be very, if I was Coach Frank Newark, I'd be very fortunate to only be 1-1. And Peter Doherty, a little frustrated, the fact with all the pressure they've put on the Tanners, that it's a tie hockey game right now as we take a look at that big crowd at tonight's game. Of course, sold out in advance, first time ever for O'Brien Rink. As we have 1,500 fans along here as we take a look at some of the crowd just waiting in anticipation for the final 15 minutes. So that's going to do it here for the second period. They're making a new ice surface. We're going to pause for a couple of messages here along the Continental Cable Channel. And once again, the score after 2 periods is Reading 1 and Woburn 1. Don't go away. We're going to be back with the exciting finish to this hockey game in just a moment.
On the locker room?
Just right down there.
Because the trainer didn't, he's like, I cannot say. all I can tell you is that we're just shoulder.
Hi everybody, back here at O'Brien Rink. We got a couple of minute or two here before the start of the third period. Let's see if we can run down some highlights that have happened so far. The first one I think we want to see is the penalty shot by Jim Duran. That's it right there. See, Bobby McKeel throws the stick, and that's going to result in the freebie. Okay, as the teams is starting to file back on here, 1-1. As we take a look at the Rockets, there's Mike Velke. The rest of the Rockets coming back on the ice. Okay, now here's the penalty shot by Jim Duran. Duran beats Bobby McKeel just to the short side by the stick, but for Duran, he had a short night because he later got crunched and separated his shoulder and was taken to the hospital after having it popped in. Let's take a look at Coach Peter Doherty and the rest of the team coming on there. Warren Hopkins, the JV coach, and Paul Beckenhuis to the right there, the fine assistant for the Rockets. Been with Peter since the start. And there's Brian Thompson, moonlighting from Northeastern. I guess they have the night off. Let's see what's coming up here next. I think we might see a couple of checks coming up. Again, 1-1 after 2 periods. Gary, all that you can expect, except Woburn's been kind of a no-show offensively.
It's been kind of a one-sided game so far, and again, we've said it all night. They're lucky to be in a 1-1 game right now. Let's see if Coach Newark gave him any special pep talk before the third period.
Okay, we're about ready to start here. That's the whistle. So that's going to do it for our replays, unfortunately. But got another look at Jimmy Duran's penalty shot. In fact, it's very rare in hockey at all levels, and that's the first I've seen in my 6 years of covering Reading High, Gary. How about yourself in terms of any type of level?
The first penalty shot I've seen in a high school game. There's, it seems like refs are reluctant to call it in the high school game. But it's a tough break for the Tanners if Jimmy Duran's going to be out for any extended period.
Kevin Johnstone now on the draw with Kevin Thompson for the Rockets. Won by Kevin Thompson, and Paul Sacco dumps it now into the Woburn end. Rockets chase. Tanners try to break out. They do to center ice with Sacco intercepts. Now comes Kevin Thompson again with a little 3-on-2. Can't make connections with Dendler. And we have an offsides. Opening seconds here of the third period, tied up 1-1. There is no overtime in high school hockey during the regular season. So if we are tied after 3 periods, it will end as a tie.
And the Tanners are coming off a tie in their last game as Burlington's Jim Beef Barron scored with 14 seconds left for a 3-3 deadlock last Wednesday.
Fine hockey player, Jim Barron. Makes some great moves for a big kid, Gary. I've seen him play a couple of times this year, and everybody says he's a fine player, and he sure is.
Very deceiving.
Here comes Denler, wing to wing now. Dave Matrona can't field it cleanly. Tries to deal on Cronin, can't do it. He's knocked off the play. Puck is loose where it's taken by Purcell up to Ken Sylvia, and it goes to center ice. DJ Crowley holds it. Looks to deal off the boards. Chasing now is Alan Cronin. Is left by Tommy Cole. Takes a hit from Denler. Now the Tanners starting up to Steve Purcell. Headman's ahead for Kevin Johnstone. Johnstone gets a little pick from Sylvia. And we're going to have an offsides. And Johnstone made a nice shift there. He uses his players really well, Gary. You saw him last year as a sophomore, a fine hockey player.
He may possess the best tools in the Middlesex League. It's just a matter of time when he gets them all together. He's going to be a great player.
And other scores today, Belmont upset Stoneham at Stoneham Arena 5-3. And a real surprise, Melrose 3 and Lexington 3. Oh, and there's a flag now. Rockets are going to be on the power play again. We are going to have a tripping call for the Tanners. Take a look at the ref going to the box. Here's the hooking call. We're going to get, it's Mark Tangle. He's not going to the box. All right, there he is. It's Pat Durkin. He's going to be going off for the next minute and a half for a hooking call. This is Frank Newark with his back to him. Probably doesn't want to have much to say with the senior defenseman. As Bobby McKeel has not been tested since the first period. No shots on net in the second period, and just 8 so far in the game, all coming in the first period.
That's
Another
Woburn.
chance for the Rockets.
Woburn's 8th penalty of the night.
Rockets,
Too many to take in a game
Rockets
like this.
have clicked for their lone goal on the penalty. Out front, Derek Denler. The Matrona scores!
It's only a matter of time, Steve. So you can't keep taking penalties with a team like Reading. There's a super pass by Derek Denler back to Matrona. Fake Tommy Cole out of his skates, and Matrona just had to get it on the net. And the Rockets have a 2-1 lead. It took them only 10 seconds to score on that power play.
Well, fine play by David Matrona in the slot, but set up nicely by Derek Denler. Matrona had the whole 4x6 to shoot at. And he roofed it up top, although he didn't have to, narrow his options. But nice high shot on the power play. David Matrona's 9th goal of the season. And the converted defenseman dearly loves to play the power play when he gets to play up front. And the Rockets now have a 2-1 lead.
And Tommy Cole came out to cut the angle down on Derek Denler and had no chance on the shot.
Fortunately, we're not going to have a replay on that, but it's still a fine play, nevertheless, by Matrona, his 2nd goal of the game. Rockets try to keep the pressure up the third line out there now. It's a hit from Rob Donnelly, kept in by Keith Wilson. Shot goes wide of Tommy Cole. Okay, as Cole sticks it aside, he's been under siege tonight. Tanner's starting back, but so far their offense has been a no-show since Jim Duran left the building. There comes Chris Murray walking in. Harassed there. Oh, he takes a heavy hit. It's hauled down there, play on. David Caruso bangs in a Chris Murray. We're going to have another penalty here on Woburn.
It's on Reading, I believe.
No, I don't think so. I think that is on Caruso, Gary, with an elbow. Although, let's hold off.
They stopped the whistle when Reading touched the puck. It kind of could have gone either way as both players collided behind the net.
No, it's going to be on Chris Murray of Reading. It could have went either way. I don't want to show my homership here with Reading, but that kind of looked like it was a makeup call. Both kids went into each other very hard and very high, and it would not have been a crime to call either one, but nevertheless, it's going to be Chris Murray in the box. We see the junior center for the Reading. He's going to be sitting it out for the next minute and a half.
Hey, the Tanners, their last power play chance in the second period, they didn't even get the puck in the Reading zone. It would behoove them to...
the Rockets threatening now. Kevin Thompson. He sticked off the play. Paul Sacco dangerously hits it in. That puck was on edge, but made a nice play to keep it in, or Tanner would have been had a break. Now Kevin Johnstone puts on the Jets. Gets by 2 players. He's hauled down. No call on that one. Now DJ Crowley flips it into the Tanner end where Chris Jua collects the puck. There's a hit by Kevin Thompson, knocks him off the puck, where Richie McSorley chases after it. With Jua, they bang. Pixoli tries to get a face-off, can't do it. The Tanner's going to start out again. Here's Cronin, sends it for Purcell, knocked off the puck, and we're going to have, oh, we have a penalty on Reading. It's going to be a roughing. It looks like it's on DJ Crowley, number 7. And that's what it is. The Tanners having their opportunity now.
Okay, Woburn's going to have a 2-man advantage for 41 seconds. And a great time for them to get back in this game. They haven't had a shot since the first period, which is kind of surprising. But they cannot let this chance go by the boards.
Yeah, what better chance to get some shots? You have a 2-man advantage. And like I said earlier, this could be a twofold type situation. If Reading survives, I think the Rockets have a good chance of going on to win, because it might just demoralize Woburn with this opportunity. Because we have a little break in action here, Gary. I don't know what's going on there. The referee's at the far end of the rink. They got the door open.
DJ Crowley's been throwing his weight around all night. He's had some great checks, but I believe he just got his glove up a little too high on that and got called for roughing. Kind of one of those rare roughing calls that aren't along the boards.
Yeah, or aren't really, given in like almost a near altercation.
Referee clearing up some water around the Woburn net in front of Tommy Cole.
Sometimes the Zamboni leaves a little bit too much moisture there. Actually, both ends are being swept away. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the Reading goal. Here's Denler. Nice pass to David Matrona. A little backhanded feed. Matrona from about 20 feet out on the slot. Top left-hand corner. Actually, top right-hand corner if you're looking at it from Matrona's point of view. And the Rockets now hold a 2-1 lead. Gary, I think this rest here is good for both teams. It's almost like an uncalled timeout. It's almost like a cable TV timeout. Surprised we haven't gone to commercial anyways. Bobby McKeel getting ready. He's more than likely going to be facing a few shots with Kevin Johnstone in the lineup, who's been relatively quiet, has not really had a chance to wheel and deal. But I'd say the Tanners miss Duran that much, or is just Reading really playing a solid defensive game? Of course, penalties have hurt them too. Woburn, no flow anyways.
It's probably a combination of all those things. Jimmy Duran was an all-league forward last year as a junior, and he certainly played up to that potential this year. And Reading, of course, has played a good defensive game.
Okay, Greg Thomas keeps it in. Nice play by Matrona to stick that pass away from Jua. Matrona can't clear it out. Thomas battles for him. Now David Matrona does get it out in the center ice with Chris Jua forechecking him. Now Kevin Johnstone holds the puck. Starts it up. 25 seconds to go in the 2-man advantage. Kevin Thompson intercepts the loose puck. Killing some time, ragging it in. Gets it in the zone. Nice play by Kevin Thompson, junior center, to eat some clock. Rockets almost have killed this first penalty. The Tanners starting out with one more chance. Here comes Greg Thomas. Out front. Jeff Lyon shot. Big save, Bobby McKeel. Kevin Thompson starts it out again. The penalty is over on the first infraction, but Kevin loses it dangerously. But Bobby McKeel alertly sticks it away. The Kevin now takes the big slap shot, clears it to center ice, where it's taken by Johnstone, intercepted by Denler on a breakaway, coming in on Cole. Denler shot, scores!
You could see that one coming a mile away. Derek Denler sneaking up from the right side, just poked the puck away from Kevin Johnstone. The Tanner point men got a little too close together at the red line. They couldn't pass it across, and Denler went in, and he's now scored 9 straight games.
Derek Denler on the short-handed goal, and this crowd, which is pro-Reading, is coming alive here. As you see Derek Denler, what a year he's had. Let's look at this again. He steals the puck from Kevin Johnstone. You don't do that too often. Comes in on Cole, top left-hand corner. Good night, roof job, and it's 3-1 Rockets. Short-handed goal. There's still 36 seconds left to go on the penalty to Crowley.
Derek's 14th goal of the year.
What a season he's having. Now the Tanners try to start back. They've just been lifeless on offense. Now McSorley clears it in. 23 seconds left. Puck dangerously comes out front where Pat Durkin now has it. Sends it over to McElhaney, who sends it to the center ice zone where Sacco will dump a lazy shot just to the left of Cole. Leaves it with his stick. Tell you, the 3 goals, Gary, have not been bad goals at all on Tommy Cole. What can you do? A breakaway, a tip-in, and a fine 2-on-1 passing maneuver in front. Two power play goals and a short-handed one.
He can't be faulted at all.
Here's Keith Wilson to Derek Denler, and that's it. The Rockets have successfully killed off the two-man advantage. Here comes Mike O'Keefe, the big left winger. Rockets change in. O'Keefe gets buried by McElhaney. Now Tango intercepts, in front shot. Cole, nice stick save. Play in front goes wide of Cole. Back goes for Sacco, a drive. Goes wide. Tango at the right wing boards. Play still on, takes a hit from Purcell. Tango wrist shot. Oh, nice pad save by Cole. O'Keefe was there for the rebound. It didn't come to him though. Sacco sticks it in. Tango's flattened on the side of the net. Drive from Keith Wilson. Trying to get it deflected. Doesn't come. Wilson with a wrist shot. Lazley in front. O'Keefe is bumped down. Tanner's trying to get a face-off. It doesn't come. Now the Tanner's going to start out with a little 2-on-2. Here's Purcell. He's banged at the blue line. Now the Rockets start back. O'Keefe to Tango. Tango holds it back to Keith Wilson. Keith Wilson wrist shot. It's covered up again by the Tanners, as we mentioned. As some bumping goes along. Dick Neal's not going to like this, guys.
One of the Woburn players got a stick up high. And he might be going off here, Steve.
Well, 9:40 to go in the game. The Rockets.
There is going to be a penalty.
With the 3-1 lead in. I mean, I hope you don't think I've written off Woburn just yet. You know, they get the next goal. It's going to be very interesting. But the Tanners have not shown anything at all offensively tonight since Jim Duran was injured.
Yep. Number 17, that's Stephen Purcell. He's going off for a penalty for the Tanners. As they've just spent too much time in the box tonight, and you can't do that against Reading.
Well, this game, the big one in the Middlesex League, there's a lot of coaches, a lot of fans here tonight. 1,500 strong at least. That's the official paid attendance. There's got to be some freebies here.
I think he might have went to the box, to the locker room.
Who's that?
Purcell. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Oh, we got Cronin.
Okay. It's Alan Cronin on the penalty.
Did you get the infraction?
It was roughing.
Tanner's getting a little frustrated when you see a roughing penalty like that. Sacco tries to get at Kevin Thompson. The Rockets trying to put this game away. Here's Matrona. Matrona trying to deal. He's got 2 goals already. Derek Denler has the other one. He's out there also. Now Matrona loses the puck. Tanners make a nice defensive play. They come out through the zone. Here comes Greg Thomas. Tries to get around. Sacco, no way, as he buries him into the boards. Kevin Thompson holds the puck. A minute to go on the power play. He's being harassed there by Chris Jewer. Now Sacco gives it back to Thompson. They'll kill some clock here. Very deliberate in their power play. Here comes Matrona walking in, a little 2-on-1. Denler. Backhander to Derek. Backhander. Oh, it goes wide. Good opportunity. Now, Rich McSorley out there now. Leaves it for Matrona. Wrist shot is stopped. Matrona brings it back over to Sacco. He comes in deep. Over to Derek Denler. There's Kevin Thompson. A big blast. Stopped in front and now cleared. Into the Reading end. Bobby McKeel's going to play this with 30 seconds to go on the power play. Cronin in the box for roughing. The Rockets start back. Oh, we have an offside. Derek Denler a stride or two just ahead of that pass from David Matrona.
Yeah, we originally thought it was Stephen Purcell going off as he had skated towards the penalty box, but it is going to be Al Cronin for roughing. 23 seconds left on the penalty.
Well, the Rockets, after being stung with that early goal with 39 seconds to go, I thought that would be a big momentum builder for Woburn. But that's been not the case. It was a fairly even first period. Woburn actually had their, I would say maybe, well, not slight edge in play, but a lot better than what they've shown since then, Gary. Of course, the shots were 9-8, but since then, the Tans have not had really many opportunities. Sans maybe one play down here. I think David Caruso had a bit on Bobby McKeel, but he came out with the big save.
It's been all Reading.
8 seconds to go on the power play. This will just about do it. The third line out there for the Rockets. Hamway sends it up for Donnelly. He sticked to the boards. Tries to send it out front. Crowley with it. We're all even now. 8 minutes left in the game. Play on the Woburn end. And it's sticked into the big crowd here. And we're going to have a face-off in the Woburn end. Here's Tommy Cole. Cannot fault him again. I can't just say enough about that young man. Bound for Northeastern, all-league goalie last year. Almost league MVP also. He's had a big night. Actually, in keeping the Tanners as close as it's been, a 3-1 game. And
if Reading can hold on to win, that'll be a big boost going for the league title, as they have a relatively easy schedule remaining until they have to play Stoneham to close up the schedule.
Yep. Tanners have to play Stoneham on Wednesday night. Of course, the Spartans were stung by Belmont. Oh, and there's a penalty going to be coming up on DJ Crowley. We got maybe a boarding, a hitting, it's a hitting from behind, as he just married Chris Jewar into the boards. That penalty is going to be coming at 7:17 of the third period. And so the Tanners still with the door ajar. The Rockets will not put this one away, as Crowley is going to go to the box.
Again, you can't give Woburn an opportunity, as they've shown a penchant this year for some comebacks.
Of course, they were down 2 goals. Now let's watch this penalty again. We just see in the far end of our screen as Crowley rode Chris Jewar into the boards. That's the word I'm looking for. Here's DJ Crowley, senior defenseman. 3-1, Reading leads. Paul Sacco is now going to check out from the Reading Brain Trust what they want to do in this face-off. Mike Vetter has not made an appearance in this period. Maybe we can get a shot at him on the bench. He has that bad shoulder. Now the point is Cronin. Oh, look, dangerous in front. We have a goal. Keith Wilson basically tipped that to Chris Jewar, and the Tanners have cut this Reading lead to 3-2 on the power play.
Keith Wilson misfired as he tried to stop that shot from the point, and Chris Jewar would probably like 10 or 15 of those every year. Just parked at the post all alone, just put it in the net past Bob McKeel, who had no shot.
Very unfortunate for the Rocket defenseman there, as McKeel would have had the save, and it's doubtful that the trajectory of that shot that would have got to Jewar the way it did off the tip from Keith Wilson's stick.
For Chris Jewar, that was goal number 7 of the season, and now it's a hockey game again.
That's right.
A game that maybe Woburn shouldn't be in at this point.
Now they're only trailed by a goal and plenty of time left. There's Johnstone with it. Rockets now a little bit on their heels. Shot from the point. Oh, a dangerous blast. It was high over Bobby McKeel's glove. Now Matrona after it. Kevin Johnstone gets it not out of the zone.
The goal seems to fire the Tanners up. They look for
Wilson
the equalizer.
Can't control it, but goes for Denler. Denler very deliberately now gets it to Kevin Thompson. Nice return pass to Denler. Can't really make total connections on it. Now the Tanners are going to regroup. 7 minutes remaining in the game. Greg Thomas with the puck. Takes a hit from Sacco. And now Keith Wilson controls. Tanners get a line change. Starting out. Takes a big drive. Tommy Cole with the right pad save. The long rebound comes. Now to center ice is Jeff Lyons. Now play back into the Woburn end where the puck is Bill Toomey. Intercepted by Denler at center ice. Avoids a check from Cronin. Tries to deal. Toomey with the puck. Now it's kicked by Denler to Matrona, who's filling in for Vetter at the left wing. Doing some extra duty. Now Kevin Thompson dumps it in. Oh, the Woburn player checked the referee. I don't know if he did that purposely. Now the Tanners starting out a little 2-on-2. Here's Lyons over a big drive. Glove save by Bobby McKeel on that big drive by Steve Purcell. Set up on a nice pass from Jeff Lyons.
Jeff made a nice pass over to Steve Purcell, and that shot was labeled. That was right up to the top corner, and Bob McKeel flashed the glove out. Keep this game at a 1-goal difference.
Gary, that goal was Chris Jewar, and you mentioned his 7th of the year from Alan Cronin, and that came at 7:23. Okay. And that narrowed the Reading lead to 3-2.
That goal seems to revitalize the Tanners as they showing a little more spark in the last few seconds.
Okay, play on. Barucci with the big drive. Scores! I believe Kevin Johnstone got a stick on that, and we're tied up.
As soon as I said Tanners show they've had a lot of great comebacks this year, bang, they scored 2 goals in what, a little over a minute, Steve?
That's correct.
Just, you gotta have a good team like Woburn. You gotta keep them down. And now we're gonna have to see how Reading bounces back from this.
Just when it looked like Woburn was done. In fact, I was almost putting the nails in that coffin myself. But the Tanners have come back and not only shown me, but this big crowd that they are still alive and shown why they are a first-place hockey team. We take a look at Chris Jewar getting the crowd into it. We're going to have a whale of a final 6 minutes, and the momentum have shifted to the Tanners.
It's a whole new ball game.
I think Chris Jewar, they're announcing getting the goal on that.
That's what it sounded like. We'll have to check on it after the game.
Okay, Paul Sacco dumps it in now. The Rockets have been stunned here in the last 2 minutes. Out front, Kevin Thompson almost had a deflection on. Now Crowley dumps it in. Tanners would be more than happy to come out of a tie if they could, but now thinking victory. Played center ice. Barucci wraps up Kevin Thompson, and there's going to be a call. And we're going to have a hold.
Uh-oh.
Kevin Thompson's going to go right to him and going to ask him if a few things or two. The Rockets now on the power play, and they're going to try to get back into this game.
You kind of don't like to take a penalty like that this late in the contest in such a close game. Kind of looked like he could have avoided it too.
But just hauled down Kevin Thompson. He's going to go off for the hold. That play penalty coming at 9:24. I believe we might have a timeout here. I think that's Woburn taking the timeout. So we take a look at some of the players gathering around their respective coaches. Crowd getting into it. The Woburn crowd has had new life pumped into it. We see part of the 1,500 that's on hand here tonight. Fine, excellent hockey game, Gary. Just when it looked like Reading had the impetus to put this game away, the Tanners have come back on goals from Chris. I guess Chris Jewell might have had both. We want to check on that second one, but nevertheless, it's 3-3.
Shows a sign of a good team. That's why the Tanners are 9-1-1 at this point. They haven't let bad streaks bother them, and they came right back and it looked like they were down, and they were down. They were being outplayed badly, but bang, 2 goals in a little over a minute, and now it's a whole new game.
Well, not to press for the tie, but let's look at some of these goals here. It's the second Woburn goal. Keith Wilson, unfortunately, just deflected that right on the stick of Chris Jewell. And that goal came at 7:23, and that was on the power play. Actually, just 6 seconds into the power play, DJ Crowley was in the box. There's Frank Newark going over some strategy there. Take a look at Bob McKeel readying himself, and the Rockets on the power play now. Key situation in this game. Rich McSorley now holds the puck. Over it goes for Denlick. Denlick gloves it back to Kevin Thompson at the left point. He loses the puck. Coming now into the Reading end, wrist shot goes wide. Little snapshot that was by Chris Jewell looking for the hat trick. Now Matrona starts out. Into the Woburn end, looking to deal. He stops. Back to the point, can't get it for Sacco. Now to Kevin Thompson, a big drive shot in front, rebound, no, does not come. As Tommy Cole with the glove save, and another big save by the Tanner goalie.
And the big thing there, he didn't leave any rebound. He's held on to the puck. 58 seconds left on this power play. It's David Caruso coming out for the Tanners.
We're going to try to talk to some of the players after this game, as we see Tom Cole making a big save. Not making any promises. We're just going to see who we can get after this game. It's lived up to everything we thought it would. Here's Denler with the puck on the left wing, looking to deal. Back to Sacco, right straight on drive, tipped. Puck is loose. A lot of high sticks there. Denler comes out with it to Kevin Thompson at the left point. Kevin over to Derek Denler on the left wing, looking to deal. Denler's got a goal. Over to Sacco. Sacco can't control. Backhands it in. Cronin with the puck gets hit by McSorley, looking for his face-off, and we get it. 34 seconds to go on the power play. 4:39 remaining in the game.
Crowd getting into this game, if a few viewers can hear them. Getting down to crunch time here.
Matrona on the draw for Reading. Back goes to Sacco. Sacco over to Kevin Thompson. The drive, save, Tommy Cole, rebound is loose, and it's flipped into the bench area.
Outstanding save.
Almost picked off Fred Conover over there with Jamie Haggerty, a Woburn assistant coach. Fred Conover, former sports editor at the Daily Times Chronicle. Now a part-time photographer.
Outstanding glove save by Tommy Cole as Kevin Thompson had that labeled for the far corner.
Kevin Thompson's going to come on to the draw here now, replacing Matrona, who goes back to the left point. Tanners win the draw, and it's not iced. Matrona can't keep it in. 17 seconds go on the penalty. Here comes Matrona starting up Rockets with one last chance here on this power play. Matrona dribbles in, back to the point for Sacco. Sacco to Kevin Thompson, left point. Walking in, wrist shot. Blocked again by one of the Tanners, and it's cleared. That was Billy Toomey on the stop. Once again, the Tanners block more shots than any team in this league, Gary, and that will do it. The Tanners going to have an icing call as we are 5 aside.
Yep, as I said before, Coach Newak says defense first. And Tommy Cole down there having a discussion with one of the refs, pointing into the crowd somewhere. Maybe one of the fans is giving him a little...
The crowd has been relatively well behaved. We take a look at Chris Murray there, number 20 for the Rockets, junior center iceman. He's out there now on the draw in the Woburn end. 4:03 remaining in the game. We're all tied up 3-3. He wins it back to Crawley. Drive. Puck is loose. Doesn't get to Cole, though. O'Keefe and Tango battle. Tango gets the puck back to Crawley. Crawley off the boards, now behind the net where Mike O'Keefe claims it. Puck is loose out front.
Whoa.
Scramble is on. It's kind of like a scrum in rugby. It's a massive humanity pile on top of that puck. And we're going to have a penalty.
Gloving.
What do we call in here? Penalty, man in the crease. The Reading players seem to like what this is.
Are we going to have another penalty shot?
And that's what it is. Gary, I think you might be right because he gave that indication, right? But let's
Maybe
not
one of the
let's not guess.
defensemen might have gloved the puck while it was in the crease.
When the referee puts his arms together, almost like the personal foul in football. That's what he did before with McKeel on the penalty shot. But let's not venture any more of a wild guess here. It's definitely going against Woburn.
Whatever it is.
There's the officials talking to PA rink man Tom Jones. Does a fine job here at O'Brien Rink. Yep, that's what it is. Oh my goodness. We're going to have another penalty shot here. 2-in-1 game.
Amazing.
And it's 3:45 left in the third period, Gary. What a situation we're in. Tommy Cole, the league's best goalie, maybe the best in this state, is going to be tested.
And Tommy exhorting the crowd, trying to get them into this situation. As Coach Doherty trying to figure out who's going to take this shot.
I know. I mean, like, who does take on this situation now? It has to be someone on the ice, and if that is, he's going to have the second line, which is not exactly his best. He's going to have Mark Tango, Mike O'Keefe, and I believe Chris Murray is also out there. So we're just waiting to see who he sends out. What if we can put Brian Thompson, put him in a uniform and...
Unbelievable turn of events here.
What a finish to this game. 3:45 left. A penalty shot is looming. What is Tommy Cole thinking now as we take a look at Barry Donovan, the assistant at Woburn? I mean, here he is about to be tested on a penalty shot. I wonder if Coach Peter Doherty is trying to figure out who he can send out, if he can send out anybody. I mean, anybody he wants. I think he'd love to send out either Demler or Kevin Thompson in this situation. But I think the official is not going to let him. The official is calling for somebody right now.
This is the,
maybe a defenseman. You might want to send out Sacco.
Middlesex League title could be riding on this one play.
It's going to be Mark Tango. Yep, that's what it's going to be, Mark Tango. 3 goals all season. Big spot for the senior forward from Reading. Like I said, it has to be someone that was involved in the play. And here he comes. In on Cole. Mark Tango. Shot. Save!
Great
Tommy
job.
Cole comes up big with a right pad save.
Mark Tango tried to beat Tommy Cole low. And Tommy Cole held his ground. Did not commit himself at all like a good goalie. And made the big stop. And the crowd's going wild. The Tanner fans love it.
Then again, you see why Tommy Cole is the best at what he does, as he foiled Mark Tango with 3:45 remaining in this hockey game. Again, it's going to be interesting to see if the Tanners get a penalty, or I think you might have the option where you take either the penalty shot or the penalty, and the Rockets went with the penalty shot.
Here it is again, Steve.
Here it is again, Mark Tango coming in on Cole. Just shot it right into Tommy's right pad save. Cole does not commit himself too early. Stayed right with that shot and a fine stop.
Looked like there was a little room there right between the post and Cole's pad, but Tango just couldn't get it past the all-league goaltender.
Sacco now with the puck. Loses it. Makes a nice play to recover. Now the Tanner's starting out. It's Cronin. Alan Cronin took it in deep. Now Crowley takes the puck. Tries to start out. With it now is Matrona. Logged a lot of ice time tonight. Denler coming in the right wing. He takes a check, knocked off the play. The Tanners flip it out into center ice. Intercepted by Sacco. Sacco dumps it in. Now it's taken by Toomey. Behind the net, he's forechecked there. Denler and Matrona battle. Look for the puck. Kevin Thompson now comes in deep, and the puck is going to be iced. 2:53 to go. The Tanners wouldn't mind taking a point out of this, Gary, but they do have the tougher part of the schedule. But the fact that they were down 3-1. Hey, I'd take a 3-3 tie here.
And being vastly outplayed for most of the game. And that may be the first of many icings you'll see before we're over. As the Tanners, any chance they'll get, they'll ice the puck if there's any pressure at all in their zone.
2:53 remaining. Rich McSorley out there with Mike O'Keefe and Mark Tango, who just foiled on that penalty shot. Second one we've seen in this game. Here's Sacco off the boards, taken by Billy Toomey. He also banks it off with David Caruso. Now to Jeff Lyons. He sends it in behind McKeel. 2:30 remaining. Dangerously off the boards where Wilson has to play it. Now a big drive. Tips. Sacco gets a glove on it. It's loose out front. Bobby McKeel sticks it aside. The Tanners still get it. Play on. Now the Rockets trying to clear. They can't. Keith Wilson collects the puck. Banks it off a skate dangerously, and that was Purcell. They can't get out. Jeff Lyons battles, and now Mark Tango starts out on the right wing with Cronin in front of him. He falls down. The puck is now to center ice. McSorley battles. Now the Tanners might have a 2-on-1 breaking here. It's Caruso. The big drive goes wide of the net. Just under 2 minutes. Tanners keep it in. Toomey does keep it in, but now it's knocked out. And the Rockets start back. Mike O'Keefe tied up 3-3, waning minutes of this game. We had a high stick now. Stick above the shoulders, and that's going to be the whistle. Is now Kevin Johnstone exchanges some words there with Keith Wilson in the Rocket end, but nothing comes of this, although they're still chatting away.
Minute 41 left to play, 3-3 tie. The puck took a strange bounce down here in the Reading end and almost trickled right in front of Bobby McKeel, but Keith Wilson was there just to clear the puck away.
A big physical game, Gary. Both key players in this game has been lost. Jim Duran, separated shoulder, sent to the hospital, and Mike Vetter has missed the third period with his cranky shoulder. He's watching it, though, from the Rocket bench with his arm in a sling. There's a big drive. Oh, blocked. A Jewett drive is stopped by Matrona nicely. He's starting in. Gets around to the defense, but look to deal it. Kevin Thompson. Kevin controls the backhand on the ice. Does not get to Cole. Now play to center ice. Sacco up with the puck. Now for Crowley. Doesn't get Wood on it, and now is dumped back into the Rocket end. Johnstone chases Sacco. Sacco gets away from him. 1:14 to go. Puck now into the neutral zone. Tanners control. Approaching 1 minute to go. Sacco there. Knocks it off the boards. Jewell with the big shot. Kick save and kill. Rebound! Sacco can't control it. It's still loose. Kevin Thompson clears it to center ice. Bobby McKeel, big save on that. Keep this game tied. 50 seconds left. Sacco now banks it off the boards in the neutral zone. Both teams getting a little tired here. Here's Crowley. Crowley over to Sacco. Rockets trying for that final push. Here comes Kevin Thompson. To Denler. Denler looking to deal. Denler over to Matrona. Sticked away by a Tanner. Drive by Crowley. Does not get there. 30 seconds remaining. The Tanner's starting out. Coming down is Jewett. Loose puck. Nice play by Sacco to come over and stop that shot as Johnstone was looking to pick up that pass. And we have a whistle. Face-off. 20 seconds remaining in this game.
Paul Sacco sacrificed his body earlier as he went down to block a hard shot in front. And we have a little stoppage in play. Matrona a little shaken up, but he's okay, as is Kevin Johnstone. And it's come down to this, the two best teams in the Middlesex League. 20 seconds left, and it's a tie hockey game.
Well, we're going to get another timeout here. I know the teams could use it because we certainly can. This game's been everything we thought it to be. A 3-3 game, 1,500 people here, jam-packed at Woburn O'Brien rink. The Tanners would gladly take this point, I would assume. The Rockets can't be too happy losing a 3-1 lead here, Gary. The Tanners have not mounted much of an offensive attack. Look, Coach Peter Doherty trying to plot some last strategy here.
A credit to the Tanners not to fold up the tent after that shorthanded goal. And they came right back. And they've done that all year. And now they're going to have probably a better chance to win this game as the puck is going to be down in the Reading zone with 20 seconds left. As we see Tanner players, now the Rocket players getting last-second instructions.
Well, there's 6 games left in the regular season after tonight. So if this game does end up in a 3-3 tie, Gary, as we mentioned, I think Woburn has the tougher of the schedule since they still have to play Stoneham, Belmont, Melrose, more of the league's first division teams. The Rockets still have to play Stoneham and Melrose, of course, but they're going to have probably a slightly edge in the schedule. But of course, we're not going to count our chickens because I was basically almost had this game written off as a Reading win after Denler's shorthanded goal at 3:43. The Tanners have definitely showed a caliber team they are. We're looking at Pat Doherty there with the cap on, brother of Peter Doherty, fine youth coach in Reading.
I'm going to see how the Rockets are going to play this, whether they're going to play more defensive or try to get a quick breakout and win this game.
We said we're going to try to have some post-game interviews, either the players or the coaches. We'll see what happens, who's willing to talk. But let's get to this key face-off. Big draw, Jeff Lyons and Kevin Thompson. Here we go. Players getting squared away. In front, dangerous. Puck is loose. McKeel, 6 to the side. Purcell had a chance at it. Now here's Denler, 12 seconds remaining. Derek banks it off the boards. 8 seconds left. And the play in, Matrona is going to have a last shot maybe. Out front, oh, it goes wide, and that's going to do it. And it's a 3-3 tie here from O'Brien, Rink, and Woburn. The big showdown between Reading and Woburn in front of 1,500 strong decides nothing, but it did give us plenty of exciting moments.
And a little centering pass there by the Tanners, hit a skate and almost trickled past Bobby McKeel. Just stick it aside at the last second, and maybe this is the best way for this game to turn out. 2 great teams, 3-3 tie.
Just an unbelievable hockey game. It had a lot of peaks and valleys. A fine skating game. It had hitting. It had everything. And fortunately, the crowd was very peaceful as they're trying to file out of here. I think it's going to take almost as long as it takes a Foxborough crowd to file out of Sullivan Stadium. I mean, there's really only one exit to get out, and they're filing out very slowly here. But they saw plenty of exciting moments in this game.
2 great teams matched up against each other. 3-3 tie. And again, Reading continues to have trouble against Woburn.
Coach Peter Doherty very gracefully shakes hand with Tommy Cole. Tommy Cole and Kevin Thompson. Paul Becknew's coming over. Tommy Cole just played a great game. Gary, how many saves on the night for the Theo Scholastic senior goalie?
Made 26 saves. Shots on net in the 3rd period. Reading outshot Woburn 10-7. Total shots, Reading at 29, Woburn 15. But Cole made some big saves in that 3rd period to keep his team in the game.
What was that about a hot goaltender? You can't fault him at all. And Bobby McKeel also was beaten on a penalty shot, a weird deflection, where, Gary, you or I could have put that in, or even John Upton, our producer, could have easily put that in. Then a shot through a screen.
That we think was deflected as well.
And we're going to have to check on that. But neither goalie gave up a bad goal. Just a fine high school hockey game, as is Coach Peter Doherty, the great Rocket coach, has really turned this program around. Does not get win number 98 tonight, as we take a look at the scoreboard, sponsored by that fine newspaper. Just a great hockey game, Gary. Any final thoughts before we fade to a commercial and hopefully get some post-game interviews?
Well, again, Reading had the Tanners down 2nd period in the early part of the 3rd period, but just they couldn't put them away. And the Tanners, did nothing in the 2nd, but didn't get a shot on net in the 2nd period. Came back and scored those 2 quick ones. That was a good character sign for them.
Just a fine hockey game. So I hope you're going to stay with us. We're going to try to talk to some of the combatants of this game. Certainly a fine, exciting hockey game. Again, the final score from O'Brien, Rink, and Woburn. Woburn 3, Reading 3. Don't go away. We're going to have some post-game interviews coming right up. Hi, this is Steve Algieri with Gary Demopoulos. We're back here at O'Brien Rink in Woburn. We have two of the fine players from tonight's great hockey game, which ended in a 3-3 tie. You got Tommy Cole to my right, goaltender for the Tanners, and Kevin Thompson, the junior center for the Rockets. Gary, Tommy had a fine game tonight, 26 saves, kept the Tanners in the game.
He had another great performance by the all-league goaltender. And Tom, one of those saves was a penalty shot, 3:45 left in the game. What were you thinking?
I wasn't nervous at all. I just wanted to make the save so we can tie the game.
Did you want to not commit first? It looked like you knew what you were doing in there, and you stayed pat in the crease.
I saw him square to shoot, so I knew he wasn't going to D, so I just came out into his stick, and he shot right into my pass.
How about the game itself? It seemed like Reading was dominating into the third period. And then when they went up 3-1, you guys hung in there. I mean, what was the feeling on the bench?
We have a lot of penalties, but in the third period, we come out, play hard. We have a lot of courage on our team. Without Jimmy Durant, we wanted to tie or win it for him.
Mm-hmm. What was the feeling in the locker room between the second and third period? Without getting a shot on net in the second period, I mean, the kids down at all?
No, we were very calm, very confident for the third period.
It's been that way most of the season. You've had a lot of comebacks.
Yeah, that's our big period, third period.
Okay, Steve, Kevin.
We have Kevin Thompson, but everybody knows, 7th all-time leading scorer in Reading High history as a junior. Just throw a little stats in here. Kevin, this is like a loss, I would think, for the Rockets.
Well, winning 3-1 going into the third period, I think we should have won. If it wasn't for Tom, I think we could have won.
Yeah, he stoned the Rockets pretty good. Of course, some injuries in this game. You lost Michael Vetter, your winger on the left side, but Matrona filled in, though. But how was the loss to Vetter hurting you guys?
It hurts pretty bad because I'm not used to playing with Daywell. When we switched that time, I got used to him. But then I've been playing with V all summer, him and Derek, and then him leaving, it's kind of hard to get back.
Of course, they're both integral parts of the power plays. Guys struck 2 power play goals and a shorthanded goals, all real good goal scorers goals. Of course, Denler and Matrona. But the power play's been pretty effective for you people. Pretty impressed with the way it goes?
Well, I don't like it, actually. Mr.
You have to play the point, right?
Yeah, I'm not too good on the point. I don't like it too much, but...
But it does click for a lot of goals. But hopefully these next 6 games, you people are tied with Woburn, that is, and the standings... you got to like your schedule the rest of the way. It wasn't a loss in the standings. So how do you think the Rockets will come back after this tie?
Well, we just passed most of our hardest games, so we're kind of up right now.
Would you like to meet Woburn again, say, in the tournament in the Garden?
Love to.
Okay, that's it. Again, from Woburn's O'Brien Rink, a 3-3 game. It was billed as a great game, game of the decade, perhaps in the league this year. Actually, in the 80s, excuse me. And it lived up to that in a 3-3 tie. No losers, no winners here. But they're all winners for the way they played. And a big crowd, 1,500 people. And I'm glad to join us here on Continental Cable. And hope to see you again real soon. So from O'Brien Rink, for Gary Demopoulos, I'm Steve Algieri. Thanks for being with us.